RHS Pre-Calculus presents
I-Guy and his evil band of imaginary numbers
versus
Rational Man and
the complex conjugate.
By the end of this video, you will know how Rational Man defeated I-Guy using graphs of complex numbers and the multiplication and division of complex numbers. Meanwhile, in the center of complex number Plainville, which can be expressed as 0 plus 0i and is in the same place visually as the origin of the xy plane, Rational Man and complex conjugate were enjoying a leisurely stroll in the town square. Suddenly, I-Guy appeared and threw the innocent real number 3, kidnapped the number 4, and escaped up the complex axis, which is in the same place as the y-axis on the xy plane.
You'll never catch me, Rational Man. Real numbers can't travel on the complex axis.
You can't run away from me, I-Guy. I'll call on my trusty sidekick, complex conjugate.
Using FOIL, I will foil your plans.
No, not complex conjugate. He has the power to remove me from an equation altogether.
That's right. By reversing the sign of the coefficient of I and multiplying the resulting number by the original complex number, I will eliminate I. Observe! First, multiply the first numbers inside each of the parentheses together to get 9. Then, add this to the number to the product of the first and last numbers, negative 12i, the product of the inner numbers, 12i, and the product of the last numbers in each of the parentheses, negative 16i squared.
Because I is equal to the square root of negative 1, I squared is negative 1, which means that the sign of negative 16 is reversed. Also, 12i and negative 12i cancel one another out, so the final equation is 9 plus 16, which equals 25.
I don't always eliminate I. Sometimes I just move him from the denominator to the numerator.
Good point, complex conjugate. Dividing and multiplying complex numbers can be tough.
Actually, it is rather simple. Just use FOIL, like when I attacked I-Guy.
No!
To find the quotient of complex numbers, multiply the numerator and the denominator by the complex conjugate of the denominator. Observe.
You begin by using FOIL, as shown when I eliminated I earlier, to move I to the numerator. This gives you 2 plus 3i multiplied by 4 plus 2i divided by 4 minus 2i multiplied by 4 plus 2i.
From there, use FOIL again to get 8 plus 4i plus 12i plus 6i squared divided by 16 minus 4i squared. Simplify 6i squared and 4i squared by reversing the signs. This will produce 8 plus 4i plus 12i plus 6 divided by 16 plus 4.
Combine like terms to produce 2 plus 16i divided by 20. Finally, put the complex number in standard form by simplifying the number to 1/10 plus 4/5 I.
Rational Man and complex conjugate, you foiled me again.
See, complex numbers aren't that bad if you know how to get rid of them.
And so, I-Guy was foiled again, and the numbers 3 and 4 were saved through Rational Man's and complex conjugates' knowledge of how to form the complex conjugates of complex numbers, how to multiply complex numbers using FOIL, and how to divide complex numbers. Be prepared for another attack and study your complex numbers.